most of us have got the Collins Bird Guide. That's the kind of go-to, and generally the Birder's Bible of different eras, and that's good. But I personally like photographs, and this was a great book for me 11 years ago when I got back into birding, which is a photographic field guide or book of birds, and all of the birds in there, I'll show you, photographs. And so I don't know, they just, for me, a photograph paints a little bit better picture than kind of an artist graphic. But more recently, Matt showed me this, which is the Britain's Birds, an identification guide to the birds of Great Britain and Ireland. And this too is photographic. So it's like Collins with different plumages, male and female, much more, kind of informative than the previous book. But this is a fantastic book. One of my neighbours on my Facebook local East Tilbury group asked me about bird field guides, and I told them this was a good one to get, and I think they're getting it. So that's what I would recommend for those of somebody who asked. And also, if you're in the field, I don't like to take a big field guide in a bag. This is a book that I carried around with me for a long time. Yeah. It's the Birdwatcher's Pocket Guide to Britain and Europe, not photographs, but similar to Collins type pictures of birds, and fits great in a pocket, just when you kind of want that extra kind of help. And that's my contribution. Who's next?
So obviously Collins is like the go-to field guide, but I'm quite a fan of this book. And it's by a Dutch guy called Niels van Duvendyk. So my pronunciation's shocking, but it's basically based on plumage. So the slight downside to it is it's got no illustrations in at all. So it's all text, and it does help if you know your bird topography. So your plumage and stuff like that. And Steve's got
this is the big.
Steve's got the
bigger
version. Yeah. So this is a really good book, really handy for picking out plumage details to ID your species. So that's a good one. And I've also got a couple of other books. I've got these two. I can't with my webcam. I've got to just find out these two. Yeah. So this, there's a guy who's the late Martin Garner was a great birder, and he wrote these two books, and they're just sort of challenging ID. Really, it's confusion species. Just try and find. There's one on Asian tree warblers. There's lots, and there's QR codes. QR codes are becoming the way forward now. So you just got a mobile phone, scan the QR code, and you get much more information. So they're a really good couple of good books. It's autumn and winter, so they're really good. And then last week, I was very lucky that one of my customers treated me to this. It's a brand new book out.
So what's that called, Steve?
It's the Flight Identification to European Passerines. So it's the same publishers as your photographic British birds.
Yeah, British birds.
All birds in flight. That's a shocking picture. Sorry. There we go.
That's good.
It's all birds in flight. And there's lots of photographs in there. God, I'm terrible with this webcam. But yeah, really, really good book. And I'm only just a little way through it, but it's fascinating. So I recommend that. Yeah, really, really good.
That looks really good. Yeah.
So what about you then, Matt?
Right. Well, I've got a couple to show you. So I chose these two. So this one is the Helm Guide to Bird Identification. It's again for confusion species. So it doesn't have every species in, and again, there's lots of text, but there are plenty of illustrations as well. And the idea is it kind of picks on confusion species, a bit like black and bar-tailed gobbet that you can see on the front there. And marsh tits and willow tits and so on, and it describes in pictures and also in words the things you should be looking for at different times of year as well in different plumages. So that's quite a good book. And then the other one is a bit different. So the RSPB British Bird Finder. So I'm not sure how up to date it is, but the idea is that if you want to find a particular bird, the the page gives you a picture, it gives you a bit of information about the bird, but then it also tells you the months of the year you're likely to better see it, and it gives you an idea of locations as well. And then for species that are sort of inland species, it will also refer you to specific RSPB sites that you could maybe see the birds at. I don't know how in focus that is or not, but you get the general idea. So again, it's a really useful book if you're not, you know, if there's some species you want to target and you're not sure which months of the year or where to go to see them. That's a really nice book to have.